Happening today, Jack the Bike Man is hosting his annual giveaway, how the kids were pre-selected to receive bicycles and helmets this year. Plus, Democratic presidential candidates met last night in New Hampshire for the final debate of the year. The sparks that were flying as those top contenders clashed on key issues. And at a time when opening gifts on Christmas morning is a faint dream for some, a glimmer of hope comes through. Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to Today on 5. I'm Tori Dunnan alongside Tyler. And Tyler, I walked outside this morning. I was legitimately cold.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I was chilly too. And the wind just has a little bite to the air.
Okay, that's what it is.
And it has been howling the last couple of days. It's sustained around like 20 miles per hour and gusting way higher than that. I mean, I could hear it actually the entire night. It kept waking me up.
Light sleeper, huh?
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that. And right now we have temperatures in the 60s and 70s. So we're like 10, 15 degrees warmer right now than we were 24 hours ago. It's still chilly up there across North Florida and the panhandle of Florida where they have temperatures near freezing. Tallahassee is sitting at 33 degrees. And then you got a temperature of 39 degrees in Jacksonville. So down here in South Florida, we are dealing with 50s and 60s, 55 degrees in Okeechobee, 69 degrees in Vero Beach and Fort Pierce, 72 degrees in West Palm, and 70 degrees in Boynton Beach. The reason why it's so much warmer across the coastline is because yesterday our winds were coming from the northwest, which is a cool flow down the peninsula. Now they're coming from the northeast, and that's a warmer flow off of the Atlantic. So that is why we're seeing that warm up, but our temperatures aren't going to warm up that dramatically come the afternoon. It's still going to be a pretty nice afternoon for you. Fog tracker isn't showing anything, so we literally have nothing to be concerned about weather-wise this morning. It's just a windy day for us. It's a cool day, and temperatures are going to be back in the 70s once we get into about 9, 10 o'clock this morning for the Treasure Coast. And when it's all said and done, we'll be approaching 80 degrees today. I doubt very seriously that anyone hits 80 degrees, but we'll be close. 78 degrees for a high today. That's what I'm forecasting. Partly cloudy. Continues to be windy. Winds sustained 20-25, gusts as high as 30, maybe even 35. We are going to see a huge warm-up next week. Unseasonably warm temperatures are back, and we could be dealing with near-record heat. I'll time that out for you, and I'll show you exactly how warm it will get coming up in 20 minutes.
Thanks, Tyler. Well, the cool down, even if it's only temporary, has a lot of people, of course, out and about enjoying this little break from hot weather. Check this out. People even breaking out the boots and scarves along Clematis Street. The combo of sweaters and shorts was also popular. That's true Florida style, right? Well, business owners in Northwood say those cooler temps are bringing in a lot of foot traffic.
Everybody's excited to get out. We've had a lot of traffic up and down the street, people looking at all of the stores and the building here in Northwood.
So here's the thing, the combo of a milder day on deck today with Christmas also just around the corner means people in Northwood are expecting to see another great day of business. So some good news there. All right, the Ernest Lyons Bridge in Martin County is back open today. The bridge, though, was temporarily closed last night after a serious crash that involved a postal truck. Martin County Fire Rescue says one of the two vehicles involved crossed the center lane and collided head-on with the other vehicle. The driver of the car, we're told, had to be flown to Lawnwood Regional Medical Center with serious injuries. The driver of the postal truck was taken to the hospital by ambulance. An update now to an early morning crash. We're told a 48-year-old man was killed on I-95 in Martin County on Saturday morning. Florida Highway Patrol says the man was standing behind a car that was parked on the shoulder near mile marker 99. A second car driving northbound hit the man and the car. FHP says he died and 2 other people suffered minor injuries. The investigation, though, continues into exactly what caused that accident. An Indian River County deputy who was shot Friday morning is now recovering at home. We're told that Deputy Christopher Lester has not spoken with investigators yet about Friday's shootout. The suspect, though, Andrew Coffey, is expected to remain in the hospital for some time. The sheriff says Coffey shot Lester after the deputy pulled him over in Gifford for not having a tag on his scooter. Less than a week out from Christmas, and the community is now stepping up to help some families in need. This weekend, the Urban League of Palm Beach County hosted its Toys for Tots giveaway. It's open to families who don't have the means to buy gifts for their children. And for one grandmother, these toys give her family really a glimmer of hope.
They're going to have a blast. They're going to be grateful. Anything grandma give them, they're always happy with it.
Each of the 600 families at the event received a wrapped gift for each child, and it was picked out by parents. A tradition that comes only once a year, hoping to spread a little holiday cheer. It's here today. Well, one of Santa's helpers, we call him, is delivering hundreds of bicycles to families in our neck of the woods. News Channel 5's Andrew Ruiz is live from the secret location with a behind-the-scenes look. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Tori, good morning. This place started from humble beginnings where only a couple dozen bikes were donated. Take a look at it now. It's a warehouse complete with hundreds and close to thousands of bicycles here, which will be given away to kids who have pre-registered for this event. This is the closest thing that you can imagine to Santa's workshop. And today, when students, or not students, but just children get here, not only will they take one of these bikes away, but they'll take a helmet away. And it's just such a fantastic event because they do it all year long, and there are thousands of bikes that are given out. And today, Jack the Bike Man says that he does it because he knows it's the right thing to do.
And it just seems like it's the thing that needs to be done. And I have time on my hands, so why not do it?
Now, just being here really does feel like Santa's workshop, and talking to Jack, who, by the way, didn't sleep anything last night, says that he's just so excited and he's got that Christmas spirit inside of him. But again, we want to remind you that this event is closed. You had to be invited and you had to have been pre-registered for the event. But I can tell you one thing, Tori, everyone that does get a bike today is going to have a smile on their face come Christmas Day. We're live this morning. Andrew Reid, Wptv News Channel 5.
It is 5:06, and when we come back...
Here it seems.
All right, fighting words. They're flying on the Democratic debate stage. And where do you want to live? Here? Well, a list of the top 5 states people wish they lived in. Where Florida falls in the ranks after the break.
Pretty tranquil air mass overhead right now. It is cool, it's windy though, and those winds are going to continue to stay up there. How warm will we heat up this afternoon? I'll show you at 5:18.
The Mesa RV made over a $4 million special purchase of new Itasca by Winnebago gas and diesel motorhomes. We stole them, now you steal them. Like this new Winnebago Navigon. Only $95,998 or $506 per month. Only at La Mesa RV in Port St. Lucie.
This holiday season, get ready for homecomings.
I see you brought a friend.
What is he? What is he?
Longing. Serendipity.
What are the chances?
And good tidings to all.
Hang on to your antlers.
It's the event you don't want to miss. It's the Season of Audi sales event. Brighten up your holiday with zero due at signing now during the Season of Audi sales event.
Sometimes the best gift is just being home with the ones we love most. During City Furniture's holiday sale, a bonded leather bed is just $5.99. A bonded leather sectional, $9.99. A 5-piece dining set, just $7.99. And find even more holiday specials on cityfurniture.com. Plus, enjoy free shipping and no interest for 18 months. Happy holidays from City Furniture.
Need more valets.
Join the Dodge side. Get 0% APR for 75 months. Offer ends January 4th. Get 0% financing for 75 months or $3,500 total cash allowance on the 2015 Dodge Charger SXT.
Be ready to winter with Infiniti. Now through January 4th, lease the Infiniti QX60 for $399 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
The Mesa RV made over a $4 million special purchase of new Itasca by Winnebago gas and diesel motorhomes. We stole them, now you steal them. Like this new Winnebago Navigon. Only $95,998 or $506 per month. Only at La Mesa RV in Port St. Lucie.
Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're looking for ways to spend your weekend, we are here to help you. Here's a look at the community calendar. One option, you can head to downtown Stuart for the Stuart Green Market. Vendors will be out on the waterfront, rain or shine, from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Or you can always come swing under the banyan trees. There's going to be a free community yoga class in Phipps Park starting at 9:30. Make sure you bring a towel, mat, and bottle of water with you. Or you can stop by Port St. Lucie's Community Center tonight to see the Winter Wonderland's light show. Thousands of lights are going to be beating and twinkling to a variety of holiday songs. And of course, to learn more about what's happening in your neighborhood or to share an event, you can log on to our website, Wptv.com, and click on the community calendar link. Turning to Decision 2016, it was shaping up to be a relatively quiet debate last night, but a data theft scandal and a fight between the candidates and the Democratic National Committee gave new intrigue to last night's proceedings.
A day after a data breach controversy led to a war of words between the Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton campaigns, both sides moved quickly to stifle the bad blood. Sanders apologized at the beginning of the third Democratic debate, admitting a member of his staff accessed Clinton's private voter data file after a software glitch gave his team unauthorized access.
Yes, I apologize. This is not the type of campaign that we run. And if I find anybody else involved in this, they will also be fired.
Just as Sanders dismissed concerns over Clinton's use of a private email server in the first Democratic debate, Clinton chose not to hammer Sanders over this week's breach.
We should move on because I don't think the American people are all that interested in this. I think they're more interested in what we have to say about all the big issues.
What issues? Weeks after the San Bernardino and Paris attacks, terrorism, gun control, and national security dominated much of the discussion, with the Democrats taking aim at Republicans as much as each other.
We must work more closely with Muslim American communities. We need to work with them, not demonize them as the Republicans have been doing.
Trailing both Clinton and Sanders by a wide margin in the polls, former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley went on the offensive, slamming both, trying to land some punches that might give his campaign new life heading into Iowa and New Hampshire.
Senator Sanders voted to give immunity to gun dealers. And Senator Sanders voted against even research dollars to look into this public health issue. Secretary Clinton changes her position on this every election year, it seems.
For now, it remains Clinton's nomination to lose, but with Sanders leading the polls in New Hampshire, there's still a lot to be decided between now and November. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
All right, so now looking at the GOP side of the race, the Republican presidential candidates are ramping up the rhetoric, of course. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie says it's time for voters to start getting serious about the race. He took shots at his rivals, saying voters aren't picking an entertainer-in-chief or casting a TV show. You know who he's talking about. He also criticized Senator Marco Rubio for missing Friday's budget vote in Washington. And we have some troubling new numbers from the federal government. Deaths from drug overdoses hit an all-time high last year. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say most of those deaths were related to heroin and prescription painkillers. The number of heroin overdoses has tripled since 2010. The increases were in both men and women, multiple races, and adults of all ages. A man who loaned a gun used by the Boston Marathon bombers that was used to kill a police officer will be sentenced on drug and gun charges. Steven Silva testified during the trial that he let one of the Tsarnaev brothers borrow a handgun 2 months before the bombings. He said he was told that he was going to bring it to rob students at the University of Rhode Island. And a busboy in Colorado was rewarded for doing the right thing this week. Johnny Duckworth found an envelope with $3,000 in cash on the floor. It was sitting behind a booth at the diner where he works. He then promptly gave the money to his boss. The boss, though, noticed a bank slip in the envelope and took the money to the bank and learned that money belonged to a longtime customer. Johnny says pocketing the cash never even crossed his mind, even though his boss says he has to ride a bicycle to get to work this winter.
These people that comes in here are family to us, and we take care of them.
Makes me feel a lot better about people, that knowing there are a lot of honest people out here.
So here's the good news. As a reward, the customer who lost the money decided to give Johnny $300. We all know this. Eating healthy is not always the easiest thing to do. Sometimes those nutrient-filled dishes are just not tasty. Well, we do have a few tricks for you to sneak those healthy eats into some sweet treats. Here's a look at some of the sweet substitutes.
Have you tried every trick in the book to make your family eat healthy food?
So here we've got our rinsed black beans.
Chef Julie Moreno has the sneakiest solution yet. Work it into their dessert. Fiber, vitamins, nutrients cloaked in the ultimate disguise. Deliciousness. First dessert on our stealth health menu, black bean brownies.
Nobody is going to know that you are serving them a dessert full of protein and fiber.
Drained black beans replace the flour. The key is to make sure it's well blended. Trust me, if you don't tell them, they'll never know.
And it is super chewy and moist. The black beans you do not taste at all. It's really good. Just like fudge.
Next up, garbanzo beans. Fend off the haters by working them into peanut butter blondies.
It's as moist as the brownies, and nobody is going to know that they're eating so much good stuff.
The peanut butter hides the bean taste.
It's a really good way to get in fiber and protein. Sneak it in there, especially to your kids.
And finally, vegetables. You sneak them into dessert bars by using a plant-based protein.
It's got asparagus in there and all kinds of fun things, artichokes, you name it. You're going to be able to eat it in a bar, which I think is really neat.
And don't stop there. You can also add
cranberries, raisins, any kind of dried fruit that you want.
Instead of whining about veggies, they'll be dining on veggies.
They're super good.
I don't know, I'm not convinced yet, but we'll see. Maybe try some of them. Okay, the Sunshine State, it's at the top of a list of places where people want to live versus their current state. A Harris poll shows that after Florida, California and Hawaii are tied for second. That's followed by Colorado and New York. By the way, though, California and New York also top the list of places people would least like to live. And parts of the Northeast won't need to shovel to clean up after this year's first snowfall, unlike last year. Just 1/10 of an inch fell at Buffalo's airport on Friday, a dusting, if you will, and just enough to be considered measurable snow. This is actually the longest Buffalo has waited for snow. On a normal year, the area usually already has about 22 inches by this time. Things are different this year.
And I think that image shows you exactly why Florida topped the list of where people want to live. Everyone's dealing with that snow, and they're dealing with winter conditions. While down here, winter for us is temperatures dropping into the 50s and the 60s. And right now, that's what we have. 55 degrees in Okeechobee, 69 degrees in Sebastian and Vero Beach. Looks like we have a 72-degree temperature in West Palm and 69 degrees in Boynton Beach. No rain on radar, and I don't expect any rain this morning, but it is going to continue to be windy. It's going to continue to be cool, and we'll have a mixture of sun and clouds once that sun comes up. Temperatures will be back in the 70s for all of us come 9 o'clock this morning. And here's Vipercast. When it comes to the rain, as I said, I don't expect much this morning, if any, even though Vipercast is trying to print some out. But once we get to the afternoon, I do believe that we'll see an isolated shower come on shore. Now, this would just be a really quick moving shower, so it'll come on shore and it'll survive maybe 5 miles inland, and then it just falls apart. Then that continues on into the evening hours, too. So today, partly cloudy and windy, just isolated showers possible. Highs getting up to 78 degrees. Wind will continue to be up there, and that wind will be sustained around 20 to 25 miles per hour. That has really hampered the seas. Seas are sitting at 6-7 feet right now, and they'll get up to 8-9 feet today. Small craft advisory is still in effect, and the inland waterways are still rough. Beachgoers, yeah, it's still going to be rough out there, too. You know, the surf is shoulder high, even higher than that, and it's a little, it's not too great for all you surfers. It was looking like it may be okay, but no, it's like a washing machine out there. Rip currents, very, very high. Wind east-northeast, 25 miles per hour, and just not looking like the greatest of days to get out there and do some boating or go to the beach. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy, cool, breezy, temperatures getting down into the 60s and 70s, and I'll pick up Vipercast tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. You can see that we stay in this pattern where the wind is coming on shore, and it could blow in some of these showers off of the Atlantic. But again, these aren't going to be widespread. These aren't going to be very heavy. They're just really light, fast-moving showers. That's the kind of pattern we're in right now. And not only will our rain chances increase in the days to come, but our temperatures will too. Wednesday, 85 degrees. Christmas Eve, 85. And once we get to Christmas Day, 85, maybe 86 degrees. That is near record-breaking territory for us. So while we have the cool down going on right now, unseasonably warm temperatures are going to return by the end of next week. Tori, back to you.
All right, it is 5:19, and when we come back, a Utah family caught a real elf on the shelf. eating cookies and drinking maple syrup. After the break, a look at a family's joke that's going viral there. And loved ones will love receiving your hot chocolate mix, especially when it's chilly out. Apparently not here on Christmas. Howard is in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a cozy hot cocoa recipe.
That must have been some sale, Patty. Jim just had to have it. We saved big. You? I had to have this. Wow. Love all of this. It lights up everything.
This holiday season, see your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Now current lessees, switch to GMC and get this low-mileage lease on this 2016 Terrain for around $199 per month with just $939 due at signing.
I'm Chris Bosch. When I was sidelined with blood clots in my lung, it was serious. Fortunately, my doctor had a game plan.
Treatment with Xarelto.
Hey, guys.
Hey, finally somebody I can look up to. Besides Arnie.
Xarelto is proven to treat and help reduce the risk of DVT and PE blood clots.
Xarelto is also proven to reduce the risk of stroke in people with AFib, not caused by a heart valve problem.
For people with AFib currently well managed on warfarin, there is limited information on how Xarelto and warfarin compare in reducing the risk of stroke.
You know, I tried warfarin, but the blood testing and dietary restrictions...
Don't get me started on that.
I didn't have to.
We started on Xarelto.
Nice pass.
Safety first.
Like all blood thinners, don't stop taking Xarelto without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of a blood clot or stroke. While taking, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer for bleeding to stop. Xarelto may increase your risk of bleeding if you take certain medicines. Xarelto can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling. If you have had spinal anesthesia while on Xarelto, watch for back pain or any nerve or muscle-related signs or symptoms. Do not take Xarelto if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. Tell your doctor before all planned medical or dental procedures. Before starting Xarelto, tell your doctor about any kidney, liver, or bleeding problems.
You know, Xarelto is the #1 prescribed blood thinner in its class.
That's a big win.
It is for me.
With Xarelto, there is no regular blood monitoring and no known dietary restrictions.
Treatment with Xarelto
Was the right move for us. Ask your doctor about Xarelto.
Be ready to winter with Infiniti. Now through January 4th, lease the Infiniti QX60 for $399 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
News on WPTV is sponsored by the Marcus Neuroscience Institute.
Good morning, everyone. We've got a hot and hearty all-in-one breakfast that pretty much requires no prep time on Christmas morning. Consider it our gift to you. So here's Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
After talking with so many of you, I've learned that everyone seems to have a different routine come Christmas morning. So the dish we're making today was created specifically with that in mind. Some of you like to get up, quietly light the tree, and take in the glimmer and glory before everyone wakes up. While others have told me from the second they open their eyes, it's nonstop chaos. No matter what category you fall under, what we're making today will be very welcome. The day before you want to serve it, all you do is chunk up French bread and combine it with a good amount of shredded cheddar cheese, some cooked crumbled sausage, and scallions. Now we add mustard, a splash of Worcestershire sauce, and a few spices to some eggs that we beat with some milk. And we pour that over the bread. After it's mixed, we put it in a casserole dish, cover it, and into the fridge it goes overnight. Come morning, all you need to do is pop it in the oven while everyone's waking up. And when it's done, dig in. Since it's loaded with all sorts of goodness, this is truly an all-in-one breakfast. So how about going online and getting the recipe for our Christmas morning strata, so you'll be armed with a dish that'll help make Christmas morning all the more special. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we're sharing a stress-free way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And, of course, you can find this recipe and all the other ones from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen on our website. Just go to WPTV.com/MrFood.
For all of you doing some traveling today, get ready for some really cold air if you're getting out of Florida, because most of the nation is in the 30s and the 40s. 36 degrees in Atlanta, 34 degrees in Chicago. Now warming up in Bismarck and Minneapolis. Instead of the single-digit temperatures, they're now in the teens and the 20s. In terms of precipitation, looks like the south will be fine today. Northeast still has the possibility of lake effect snow, and rain and snow will continue out here out west. That'll continue for the next few days. Then, once we get into the beginning of next week, a big rainmaker will come into the southeast, so grab the umbrella if you're heading to Atlanta. Back to you, Tori.
Right, so the Christmas spirit is alive and well in a Utah family's home where a dad decided to dress up his 4-month-old baby as an elf on the shelf. You have to check out these photos. They're going viral on social media right now. Look at that. They feature baby Rockwell on top of the shower rod, eating cookies, and even drinking syrup. Baby Rockwell's dad came up with 6 different Elf on the Shelf themes. He created these pictures by posing with his son, and then he decided to edit himself out of the photos. Pretty creative, right? Well, it is 5:25, and coming up in our next half hour, the winners of Miss World 2015 have been announced, but it's the actions of Miss Canada that are trending today, the controversy surrounding the beauty queen. And the holidays are a time to enjoy tasty treats, but those same foods often contain some hidden dangers for your pets. A look at the top 5 pet holiday dangers coming up.